Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Happy Country Sunday. Today na Ghost Town Day. Monday, number 12 day for this month for June 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, Mr. No Connie, una own countryman. Lukong, una welcome to our daily podcast. A program where they bring una the truth. It bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we as we work for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. Fellow citizens of the Ambas Bay, today na the day we all man dey shidong for house for ground zero, close shop, park Okada for ground, park taxi them, buy am, sell am, them gather their thing, they shidong will picking them for house, for observe a day for protest against Cameroon brutal subjugation of our people and send a message to La République du Cameroon, our colonizer, and the international community that our people want separation and independence. This message is clean and clear. Our people have shown their resilience for the past 7 years, and we must continue to do so religiously. Ghost Town is the number one pillar of our resistance against Cameroon subjugation. This pillar remain unshakable. All Ambazonians must observe this day, and all Ambazonian forces must act as vanguard to stop acts of sabotage and take measures to ensure that the people can exercise this their right to protest against Cameroon rule and subjugation. As we enter for this first week, we would end the ban against brasseries product, so that we go treat all brewery industry them equally. The feedback will be very marvelous. I then get report after report from village after village. Say this thing will be banned brasseries. It will be the biggest thing where it generate animosity and conflict between our people them and our forces them. As this new policy then come, it will create a very good environment where our forces they will live in peace with our people, and no excuses no go there for target certain people them purposely for extortion. All Ambazonian forces must focus on their main objective with strategy that makes sense and that are going to be effective against the enemy, and must stop chasing shadows in this brasseries issue and focus on the primary enemy that we have, which is La République and the administration, including their state exploitatory institutions that exploit our natural resources and our cash crop. Many traders have called as well to talk about the stocks they already have for Supermon. At least it is natural that we have a week of grace for people to dispose of their Supermon. I've instructed specific soldiers that will carry out actions to make sure that they investigate big retailers and shops within Ambazonia to make sure that they have stopped every trader from being a distributor of Supermon. Supermon is an insult to Ambazonia, a company registered in La République but comes to our territory to extract our resources using their francophone supervisor and our people as cleaners. That must come to an end. La République must know that we will no longer accept that they will come to our territory and exploit our resources, tax our people, and exploit them through the marketing of those products excessively within our territory. That message must be sent, and that action must be taken to make sure that the infrastructure of Supermon is completely put beyond use in Ambazonia. Another insult to our people have come this time from the great state of Menchum, where the La République de Colonia SDO, it then put out a message. In a statement, it talks say, it invite all prospective candidates them, where the one for be chief for inside Esu, me then send their candidacy for office for consultative talks with the people them for make decision on who will be the next chief for inside Esu. When I remember very well, the Fon of Esu, Fon Achu Albert, he be murdered by agents the way they be hired by the billionaire Baba Amadou Dampolo. We know say Baba Dampolo, now one of those people them way the regime, the Bulu Beti clique, they give them license, they act like a front for poor beer, for exploit our resources, they then transfer huge asset them for Ambazonia into the hands of people like Baba Dampolo in the name of privatization. The Fon it be done the battle for protect their land from being exploited and their people from being abused, and it will be assassinated by these agents. I will put out a full report to remind our people exactly of what happened, lest we forget. Baba Dampolo was expecting that the next family, since you have two royal family that the chieftaincy in Esu rotate, the one that was corrupted who lives in Douala, who participated in the assassination of this Fon, was expected to take over power so that he would institute the type of changes that would disenfranchise the people of Esu of their farming land in favor of Baba Dampolo. But our people, with the evidence that is clear that this was the purpose why their Fon was assassinated, have refused to install a new Fon. And we have been on this case to try to engage with our people to understand that tradition, not just thing where they be done, they do them in the past. And every generation must have the right to input in that tradition their own footprint. The people of Esu must sit down and reconsider the fact that the Fon have been assassinated for the purpose that another Fon who they know have compromises the interests of the people of Esu to come and take the helm of the village. This should never happen, and any tradition that guarantee that an evil, a big snake, will sit on his people and swallow them, that tradition must be altered so that the right person, the chief is supposed to be the person who will come like a father to the whole village, protect the village. If una know say the man way, he be entitled according to the old rule, he go be a man way, he go swallow una get that power for Ngumba, for Shidong, for change that rule and ensure, say that house, where Fon Achu, it be come off for the Abed, it be come off for the. Mina so that house it continue, because the reign of Fon Achu, it never end. The fight where it be the fight against Baba Dampolo, it need for continue. And we hope we will help our community in Esu and in Menchum to make sure that we protect the interests of the people of Esu. One for all for one. We shall not stay quiet and think that these issues are not related to our overall interests of our state. We must follow and make sure we take action to support the people of Esu and make sure that the right thing is done. And all those who have participated in the assassination of this Fon, all those who have been working very hard to make sure that a Fon is put in place that is going to work for Baba Dampolo, must be removed from their positions of influence. They must be arrested and make sure that they face the consequences of working with a foreign agent to undermine the livelihood of the people of Esu. We shall not sit down. We must have our vanguards do the right thing, and I'll be engaging with our forces in all the area, in those who have even moved into Bishmilai area there. We have to engage in them and make sure that they are properly equipped with the ideology and knowledge to be able to defend the interests of Ambazonia in that state. Fellow Ambazonians, some of our people have been reacting to newspaper publication about the release of that ban and the use of the word APAP to describe the new organization that we have emerged to lead our country. And I want to correct the error. It is not APAP, it's APRAP. That is Ambazonian People's Right Advocative Platform. And this platform is very, very important. Our people should know that our struggle have had an eternal stalemate. It is not possible for La Republique to defeat us, but it is possible for we to be so stagnant that we will have a natural defeat, which is what has happened over the years. Our groups will never be able to speak out. There is that wicked black man syndrome that we have in us that we must cure. That sick that I told you people, that it is like people in hell. And the best characteristic that you can give them is that to be in hell, it means that the type of people we have are those people that when they see opportunity, they will fight to make sure that nobody will come up first. That is the primary objective. Fighting those you believe are potential, talented people who are capable of coming up first or lead the country. That is why we are where we are. Look at the issue concerning the ban against brasseries. All the various Ambazonian organizations that we know today, all of them have had internal conversation and have interaction with me that have clearly said that this ban was obsolete and it served the purpose of the enemy. It encouraged bad behavior from our soldiers, but none of them can come out to speak. The Ambazonian activists themselves, they will never come out to say anything when it means that it may perceive that somebody else is right or it will elevate somebody. We will hold back everything that we have if we think what we give can put somebody ahead. That is the problem we have in Ambazonia. That is the cancer of the wicked black man syndrome that we are suffering in. You imagine we have 5 organizations that were frustrated in the Canada talks. None of them will come out to support what I have said, which are all facts about what happened in Canada, because they don't know that it is important that we get it right. Not because they don't know that it pains them to see that what we work so hard, what we have all called historic victory for our country, have slipped our fingers. They know where the problem comes from, but they will not say it simply for the fact that they are afraid that if they say it, it will support what somebody else is already saying, and that person may be perceived as being right or being in front. That is our problem. Our partisanship, our groupism have paralyzed our ability to make progress and set us in an inevitable path of defeat. That is why we must come out of that mindset. No Ambazonian activist can say anything to support any other activist. None. Unless they are so weak that they require relevance, so they group themselves around somebody that will elevate them as well. If it is something that will not elevate them, but will elevate somebody else, nobody will act. But this is normal and expected, because for the past 7 years, none of them have taken decisions that would have prevented us from losing this struggle. From education, they sat quiet. From Kumba, they wait until somebody take responsibility, then they come out to see how they can make noise. Education is the same thing. Kidnapping for ransom is the same thing. I had to fight kidnapping for ransom because the leaders are so afraid to make anything that the soldiers on the ground will be angry with them or oppose them and may look for other leaders. So they are more concerned in preserving their image with the soldiers, so much that they have lost focus of the vast majority of our people. We hate people who can make us progress so much, but it's a reflection of what we must deal with within our heart. We must be able to love our country and ourselves so much that we can allow somebody else to do things that they can do better than us, especially when they show that they have the courage to do it. Because in a war front, courage is the most important thing that you can have. Yesterday, I saw desperation, how people will look for women, look for fake stories, look for manufactured stories by people who are mentally unstable to throw everything at somebody else that they see you are walking in front. They want to pull you down. These are things that have been inherent in us, where those who are the grassroots, those who cannot speak English, those who are not seen as elite, must stay at the back. The plantation of Ambazonia is psychological disease that even patriots have caught that virus. I'm going to play an audio of Dr. Cho Ayaba, because the role the ADF, the AGOFC have played in our struggle has been a two-side collapse. One that gave us the bravery to fight the enemy, but underneath, it has brought the greatest destruction amongst our struggle. I've worked with all the leaders, I've worked with all the groups. I've never seen the group of Seseko or Seseko himself coming out because they want to bring down Ayabacho's leadership to preserve their own, for whatever reason it may be, to come out to tell our people that Ayabacho is working for La Republique. Never saw those type of things. We saw the backdoor insulting people's character. We saw the certain things that were not acceptable, but we have never seen what we are seeing today. Yes, of course, when Sako came up and Chris Anu as well, those ones, we know that those were people who have been compromised by La Republique. We saw how they took money for La Republique, and we know that only the enemy can fight the people who are fighting for Ambazonia. So when people come out and they tell you that Ayabacho is working for La Republique, or this person is working for La Republique. They are actually wants to kill the people that La Republique wants to kill. I've seen people even campaigning for people to join the DDR center. I mean, we have seen AGOFC. The AGOFC asking people to, it's better for people to join the DDR center. It's better, and the real people who work for La Republique are people who advance La Republique cause, even at the expense of our own struggle, just for them to be at the top of things. This is so evil, so dark, that I wonder the type of people that follow this group, even after they see all this thing. The people who still continue to reshare their messages. It's pathetic. But it did not start today. It did not start today. The day Siseko declared independence in 2017, the first reaction of the AGOFC was to come and say that, no, you should not have declared it. The re-declaration of independence was Godidinka. And they will keep on reminding us that that is what we should say. Even when we try to prop up Siseko and help them, because the man need help. His organization need help. They will accuse you of being you are IG. Hey, Capo Daniel, inside your heart, you be IG. They will do everything to stop us from uniting. And they know that it is important for us to come together. They know. Otherwise, we cannot win. And if we get into that situation where we can't win, then we must do what we have to do. That is why the Ambazonian people must align themselves to this new movement, the Ambazonian People's Rights Advocative Platform, to come out of this vegetative state, and expect no organization or no activist to come out and support what we are doing, even if they know this is the right thing to do. But expect our people to line up, because we will fight for you. A lot of our people have come up and said that they want to be part of this movement. The movement that is going to bring our people to have the maximum what we can have from this struggle and secure our independence, and make sure that we do not get into a situation of a complete loss. Because now we are walking like blind men, being led to our grave. Our people in Ground Zero, they know that. And they can see how things are unfolding in front of them. And the soldiers, they know that. So soldiers who are benefiting, who have lost focus of our main goal and are now benefiting from excesses, they want this thing to also continue, because they will go and deceive and use this organization to continue to carry out outlaw and things that are not acceptable, to preserve that system. There are people now who have an interest in preserving this Akamatus state of mind, vegetative state of liberation movement until our grave. But that will not happen. So ladies and gentlemen, listen to this presentation, which is going to be an eye-opener. Because like Pan Waiting the happen talk, Capo Daniel, if you not talk, it means it never happen. So listen to this.
Especially the IGK has been the greatest obstacle to genuine collaboration and unity. And it has presented itself in building proxy alliances with SCNC and the consortium, and using all antics to somehow rebuild all of the factions that, the splinters, using all of those splinters to create a lot of negative atmosphere.
So now Dr. Chua Yaba Daddy talk say the IG of Yerima, of Siseko, led by Yerima, they are the greatest obstacle to unity. I want to already know which way it happened for the struggle. I need to accuse the IG, say they don't go make alliance with SCNC. Say they don't go make alliance with consortium. That one are the problem that we talk about. When I listen very well, because what I want for proven for our people them beyond reasonable doubt. Now say number one, all the organization who get them for here for Ambazonia so far, they don't fail for be able to move we forward. Remember, say the unit will get them for Canada. No be saying Ambazonia then decide for unite. Now because the international community then decide for bring Ambazonia together. Now why that way then come together? Even as we come together, we will use now corny for make sure say make sensible policy then be adopted. We will protect the integrity. I fight for that whole. The La Republique agent the way they be they be bring them for day, for move them out. Amongst ourselves, the group the way they not be professional, or the individual the way they be in a way where they fulfill compromise our ability to get the maximum success there. I fought for them to go out, for everything to be perfect. We brought up strategy, and then the greatest people who actually was ruining every possibility for us to be effective, instead become again the Egg of C members who were there and the leadership of the Egg of C. So our people should know this. We were not united because we wanted to be united. It's because they brought us together. So we were forced to work together. Even then, La République, their delegates will finish and go and meet their principal. Our own delegates, we never had a chance to sit like this. We meet our own people who were in front as like the leading organizations, leaders, and us who were on the battlefield as delegate and sit and talk. Not even one time. Every leader was holding their own delegates like their own chips, in their chairs. But listen, because this is important.
Atmosphere. They have not been interested in detailed discussions that will lead to what I call hard compromises, because the IGK is worried all the time any compromise of collaboration will somehow advantage the Egg of C, because its leader is in jail. So they are not interested in genuine discussions that can lead to collaboration. That's why even when we announce pre-Canada talks.
So Dr. Choya, but it talk say the IG, they don't want them for unite, for discuss about any form for unity, for unite with the Egg of C, because they fear say their own leader there for prison. So if they unite with the Egg of C, it means say the Egg of C, their own leader, it will be on top. The one, say sometimes when you accuse person without any proof, usually not just a reflection of your own biases in your own heart. That means the only thing the way you suffer inside where you see them for other people when you don't get proof. How you go do talk say the IG their own leader then for prison when you the same time you talk say Yerima they represent Seseko Ayoktabi, and then somehow in your own mind for you to come together to collaborate, because we were articulating what we had come up properly in the Egg of C was that the best way we can collaborate is not to unite in terms of becoming one, because that is impossible, but it's to unite in collaboration, because collaboration is a form of unity. So if you want real collaboration, why would you be thinking that one person must be on top? So you just want in your mind, even the IG, they come to you and they say, let us, at least we are discussing, we are collaborating. For you, it is not enough. For you, they are afraid of something which you have no proof. But you still impress it on your blind followers to keep on repeating something that is not real, with the hope that you bring some other person down or whatever they are fighting. It doesn't even make sense. It does not even concern Ambazonia. What Ayabacho is doing is not for us, because he will override things that are for the people to safeguard that which is for him. That is wrong. Listen.
Announced pre-Canada tours. Only the Egg of C arrived Toronto. Dr. Akwanga had informed the team that he had an issue with his passport, and so that could be a reason, and he had not been well. The consulting never showed up. SNC never showed up. IG never showed up. Yes.
So we organize, when I remember this all Ambazonian conference, now an idea when Namia be bring them, because it be been a part of that negotiation. So the leader they be supposed to appear together. Why they not go appear? Number one, the talks that already end. Cameroon that already withdraw the mandate where they began for Canada. Cameroon that withdraw his signature the way they be put on for this, so the whole thing done chakara. But still yet, they still come together for show our people them, because it be also important for our psychology. Meanwhile, people then see be important for them to come together. Me then see all our various leading organizations sitting in one table and addressing them. It was also important. But that itself could not happen. And who are you going to blame? Listen, you the talk say the other group them, if they come for you, now you go shine. Of course, all man no say, Ayabacho, if you talk very well past Yerima. So if they come together, you go talk fine. But leadership no be just for talk fine. Leadership now the things the way you advance them. The image of each other is so important as well. How can you come together with people who are swearing, are taking oath in front of the public that you can never be on top in any circumstances, not because of some principle that you can change, but just because of you? How do you expect that to happen when the other group collaborating with the other groups, for you it is conspiracy against you? Even when you are announcing that the consortium is your partner, the SCNC is your partner, but when those same groups are partner with the IG, for you that is now problem. Make una ready wise, because this thing that they go on for so long, and because I never talk them, people they need to really see them. So now listen.
We convened for Atlanta. None of them showed up. They've refused that we even go out together. People. But every day they are out there shouting, Ambazonia, we stand for the flag, we stand for the flag. No, they are not interested in Ambazonia. They are.
So you as a leader, you say the other groups are not interested in Ambazonia. That is what you are saying. So how do you expect your followers to be on social media? Because we have abandoned Facebook for Egg of Sea and Conium Titus. These are the only two people who can comment on Facebook. They have insulted everybody out of it. So here,
no, they are not interested in Ambazonia. They are interested
if they are not interested, Mr. President, if they are not interested in Ambazonia, what are they interested in?
They are interested in relevance. For them, the struggle is a platform for political posturing. Look, liberation struggle is a place.
So this struggle is a platform for political posturing. What evidence do you have to make such allegation in public? Because you can have suspicions about everybody. You can have conspiracy about everybody, but you keep those things unless there are evidence. So if you, a leader, you come out, you say that the other groups are only using this struggle as a platform for relevance, knowing very well what Seseko have done. We can criticize everybody for their weakness, but you know that this is somebody who declared independence for Ambazonia. This is somebody who is in jail for Ambazonia. They are not effective because maybe they have not, you have scared away everybody from them. Your people have sabotaged and lied. Your own lie is not even the type of lie that La Republic lie. And today you say that they are not for independent, they are not for Ambazonia. This is just a platform. I think that expresses what is the actually intention of you, Dr. Chuayaba. Because when you accuse people, they talk sometimes the stick with if your eye, you see them before if you see anything with your front. Without evidence, this is actually the inner core of what Dr. Chuayaba is. This struggle is to him a platform for relevance. If you could interpret the actions of other people that are genuine and put Ambazonian first. Yes, we can say Seseko, he had done, he apologized to the enemy. That is a very, very big thing, which he himself has said that he doesn't know. I guess that is his own way to apologize. But for you to say that you ignore everything that he stands for, and I believe in my heart, based on the conversation that I've had with his people around the subject matter that is ongoing, that those behavior was as a result of a reaction to you, Dr. Chuayaba. That somebody would declare independence and the whole country, the whole Ambazonia rose up to greet that independence, and you came out and said that it was wrong. That is no independence. You cannot declare independence without defending it. But today you are saying you are defending that independence without acknowledging that independence. So this is the evil, this wicked black man syndrome that have been eating us like cancer.
If you are a movement leader in a liberation struggle, it's a place to go and die and go to jail. It's not a place to profile, okay? It's a place to make hard decisions.
So it's a place to die and go to jail. Seseko is actually in jail. This idea of extreme radicalization, where you would rather go to jail, go to extreme, knowing very well that that will even condemn that very struggle. If you promote excesses because you just want to allow soldiers to do what they want, to play only into the need of soldiers, to allow yourself to be used. They say the one for stop ID card, when I stop them. Anything that they say, who is controlling who? You want to go to prison, you want to go to Geneva for war crimes. Don't carry the whole Ambazonia, because if the war sit down and consider this our struggle, like struggle that are against the International Convention for War Crimes, then the struggle have lost. Because we cannot free ourselves by ourselves. We don't have that capability to free ourselves by ourselves. Somaliland have done similar thing. Tomorrow, the world can wait until Somalia is ready to come and take back that land. So we should be very careful. Our ability to free ourselves lies within the conduct of what defines us and gives us that legitimacy, international law. If we quote our boundary, it's based on international law. If we expect any freedom, it will come on the basis of international law. Anybody that is going to pull Ambazonia towards the direction of war crimes and crimes against humanity, or being able to allow us to be labeled as such, has lost the road and is dragging us to hell. Fellow Ambazonian, I have not come out and resigned because I liked it. I have not come out to take leadership because I wanted to, or I desire it, or it is just I'm obliged to do this because what I have seen and what they have shown you people, this display is the biggest revelation for the Ambazonian people. And you must capture it and hold it into your hands for us to save our people from an impending calamity of being a captured people with La Republique. Because that is where Ayabacho is leading us to. We must turn our back and come to best practices, come to things that are compatible with international law and our culture, so that our people will stop scratching their head and say that this struggle, nothing this will be signed up for, so that together we can have and attract the attention that our people deserve for their plight. They deserve it for their resilience, for standing up for what they want and what they need. We must do it right because only the truth shall set us free. Darkness shall not set us free. Today, the Egg of Sea have shown you that there are darkness in everything. Come to assassinate an innocent man, go to his family, even help to recruit people for DDR. For what? Because of politics? Are we here for politics? This week, I will start unfolding the path forward for our people. God bless you all.